Good morning, Brian Newman, Fire Behavior Analyst for Incident Management Team 3. We're going to talk about the fire activity we expect to see across the fire today. We're going to start down in the Janesville area. So over here on top of the escarpment, expect to see some continued activity interior in the heavy pockets of timber and the heavy down and dead fuels that are burning out. Nothing should threaten the line, but again, expect to see some activity in that area. Moving up to the north and the west, up here west of Susanville, things are looking much better today. Across on top of Hamilton Mountain, there is still quite a bit of fuel in there that is burning out. Some heavy deadened down fuel in there that's creating quite a bit of smoke. Expect to see that continue today, but again, nothing should threaten the control lines in that area. And moving down into the Mountain Meadows Reservoir area, that dry lake bed, it's got big smoldering pockets of fuel in there. That grass is burning out all day long today, and you're continue to see quite a bit of smoke production out of there. Nothing's threatening the lines, but expect to see that smoke being produced out of that area all day. Moving north out of westward up the A21 area, everything west of A21 is in this big heavy pockets of fuel that has some unburned area in there, and expect to see continued smoke production out of there. We did have some spot fires come out of there a couple of days ago. They did not travel far and they didn't get large, but they did get some of the activity in there to cause some of those. So we're expecting to see some of that continued activity, and we have crews in there to monitor for that increased activity. Moving further north, Silver Lake area, this is where we get into the larger amount of activity, that fire activity you expect to see. So all across this north part of the fire, there's quite a bit of activity. There'll be large columns of smoke coming out of there today, just as the crews are working around that heavy fire area. Expect to see that continue through the day and all through the evening. All across through Butte Lake area, across into the national park. This is our biggest uncontained area that we're working on. So expect to see quite a bit of smoke production, some larger columns out of there, and a continued fire activity. Coming further down to the west, to the south of the national park area, there is some activity along in this Highlands Ranch area towards Mill Creek. Again, they're mopping up in there and expect to see some continued smoke production. None of it's threatening the lines in the Mill Creek area and up towards Mineral. But as we get closer to Ice Cave Mountain and over by the Guernsey Campground, there is a pocket of unburned fuel in there that's burning out. And crews will be working in there today, trying to mitigate all those issues, but expect to see continued columns of smoke and continued activity along Highway 36 and the Guernsey Creek area. Coming down into Chester, Almanor area, most of all that's left in here is just some burning on the smoldering, heavy fuels on the ground. Some needle cast has fallen across some of that and is causing some ground fire. Really minor activity, nothing that's threatening any structures or any control lines, but expect to see that continue as those pine needles fall across the burning and smoldering area. Overall today, we're expecting that wind shift to all occur during the day and into the evening. So the smoke is going to be starting being pushed down to the south and west. So if you do experience some smoke out in these areas that's been different from the last few days, it's because of that wind shift that we're expecting today, and all the crews are taking into consideration with what they're doing. But just know that's how we're looking for the day. Thank you.